Okay, welcome to another episode of the Web Motels How-To videos. This time we're going to go over something that basically everyone needs to do at some point. We're going to set up a user and an email address, and then bring that email address into a common mail or into a mail client like Outlook or Apple Mail or Thunderbird. Um, so we're going to do Apple Mail and Outlook because I think those are the most common. But it's essentially the same process for any of those. Okay, so if you go to the webmotel.com, we're going to go set up a user first. So click on Customer Login, set up a user, or enter your username and password. You should see your website over to the left here. Click on that, and then click on User and Email, and then click on New, and I'm just going to call this demo. Now, web space -1 means there's no limit, but you can change this to whatever you want. Every user can have its own limit. So just hit save. Now the thing we need to remember, the username, which will be your domain underscore the user, and the password that you entered. But after that, we can go ahead and log out. Okay, so let's go to mail first. And if you go into the preferences, make sure the tab or the accounts tab is, make sure you're on that tab. Click on plus, and we're going to set up a new account. So name is demo, and the email address, which is different from the username, so that's important. The email address is demo at, in this case, 0110.com, and the password is whatever you set it to be. It'll ask you, that message just asks you if you trust this mail server, if you know who this is. Okay, so incoming mail server. Description. The description can be whatever you want. I'm going to call it the Web Motel. Incoming mail server. Now this is in your introductory email, but it's also located, if you go to the Web Motel and click on support, it's right here. Incoming mail server, mail.thewebmotel.com. So we can just copy that. Now the username, if you remember, it's our domain, which is 0110.com underscore the user, which is demo in this case. Password is the same. Hit continue. It just goes through and makes sure that it can connect to the mail server. And this is okay. So outgoing, same thing. Outgoing is the same as the incoming, mail.thewebmotel.com. And this is the important part. You need to check use authentication, and then make sure the username and the password is the same. But if you don't check this, you won't be able to send email. And then create, and you should be good. So let's send an email to ourselves. Test, test. This is kind of a cheat because I'm sending it from the server to the server, but so I recommend trying it from different email accounts if you have a Gmail account or whatever, Yahoo. Okay, so right here, it looks like it worked. We're able to send and receive email. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that, and I'm going to quit Apple Mail. And now let's try that using Microsoft Outlook. Okay, now this, want to go to Tools. If you've never opened Outlook before, it'll ask you right away how to set this up. But if you've already opened it, you're going to go to Tools, Account Settings, and we're going to set up a new email account. Okay, so my name, same as before, demo0110.com, password. Now this is the important part. You need to check manually configure server settings or additional server types. The reason is Outlook's not too good about guessing the username and password for the server. So yes, we're going to click internet email, and okay, this all looks good. Incoming mail server, same as before. Mail.thewebmotel.com. Mail.thewebmotel.com. Username is your domain underscore your user and your password. And hit test account settings. Congratulations, all tests completed successfully. Click close to continue. Now let's click on more settings. Outgoing mail server. Just like before, we need to tell it that we require authentication. And then if you just have this one selected, it says use same settings as my incoming mail server. I think that's default. So that's great. That's exactly what we want to do. Okay. So we set that up. Hit send and receive. Now, we got this email that we sent before, which is fine, but one thing you need to look at, or one thing to be aware of when you're setting these up, is how often, whether or not you're pulling all of the email off of the server onto your computer into Outlook or Mail, or if you're leaving it on the server. Now, if you leave it on the server, you may go in a month later and have 4,000 emails on there. So I think by default, Outlook will delete that. So you actually have to turn it on if you want Outlook to leave a copy of the message on the server. However, with Apple Mail, if you go into Advanced, it says remove copy from server after receiving a message after 1 week. Now, I usually change this to immediately, but as long as you know what it's doing, that's fine. But what it's doing, it's pulling all the email. As soon as an email pops up in Apple Mail, it's deleting it from the server at the same time. So yeah, so everything is on your computer locally, and that's what I recommend. But yes, I want to save settings. So yeah, there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. The three most common mail clients that I think people use that I know of is Outlook, Mail, and Thunderbird. And we didn't go over Thunderbird, but it's basically the same thing. And it's the same thing if you want to set it up in, I think you can set it up in Gmail or wherever. You basically need to know the incoming and outgoing mail servers. You need to know your username and password, which you set up. And you need to make sure your outgoing mail is set so authentication is required. So it'll let you send emails. So that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. But thanks. See you next time.